Face reality, people. Movies are dead. Games are dead. Narrative? Dead.
Media is nothing but neural trigger response and viral conditioning.
Wait, what are you two talking about?
Well, yeah. I can see, like, if you're like a Star Trek, like the TV, like maybe the newer era of shit where like this is the style of television. I could see someone into this. Not gonna lie. I could see someone falling in love with the characters. You're doing the team up thing, right? This is just like a not as good version of Firefly, and people love Firefly, right? It's a Joss Whedon special. That's what this looks like. Oh, one person's the funny person, one's the badass. Maybe there's two leaders and they're in love with each other. Whatever. Right? I can see the episodes now. See it. All right. As a movie. Oh, we just watched Star Trek Section 31. Starring Michelle Yeoh. Yo. It's a can of corn, I think. I think that's the best words to describe this. It's a can of corn. It is all of the TV, network television sensibilities that people grow to love. It's all of that with some, a decent amount of flubs in there, I think, and not enough good things happening. It's kind of like just canned and cliched and predictable as NCIS, right? It's like that level. Now, recognizing that as kind of like the area where they were trying to go, it seemed like. Granted, it would be lazy. It's lazy for a film to do that. That's more of a TV show formula. But judging it based on what they were attempting to do, it's kind of whatever. I could see fans liking this. I can see fans obviously hating it if they're used to a different type of sensibility coming from a Star Trek franchise name thing, right? But if you're into like NCIS and you want to watch a space drama thing happening, this might be up your alley, you know? But yeah, just technically wise, not a very good movie. Not very good at all. A lot of weird, like IQ tests from the writers and directors, I guess, where they kept they'll have like a character say something, then they'll show us a flashback we saw like 10 minutes earlier. I'm like, why are you doing that? Then they do it again with the same flashback, and I'm like, come on, guys, like we get it. They were two, then they became one, and now they're not one anymore. They're just two. I get it. I get it. All right, Star Trek. Jesus. Uh, yeah, I don't have much to say. It's just nothing great about it. But if you're into that style of TV writing, granted it's a movie, but let's be real, it's TV writing. You might like this. You know, I'm not shitting on it that hard. Let them find their core fan base and let them enjoy it. But as a movie, yeah, it's just not gonna fly as quality. It's just not quality. Let's be honest. I think the best looking scene in the movie. Here's a positive. The best looking scene in the movie was that ship fucking going down, bro. Where we thought they were like, yo, how did they get out of the ship? We had to rewind and like we saw that they teleported out. They left they left Data. What's his name? Data. They left poor Data in there to burn alive. No one cared either. He's like, oh fuck, I'm burning alive. I got 5 kids. Ah, help! They're just like, how do we find the magic bomb thing? Like they're just ignoring he's burning alive next to him and shit. It's hilarious. It's hilarious. Uh, but all right. I guess they also went for like a redemption arc thing with Michelle Yeoh. Uh, I don't even there wasn't really an arc there. It was almost like a flat line. It's like a minor bump, not an arc, right? It was a damn near a flat line of a redemption arc, bro. Like damn near. I don't know if a lot of shit was built up in other shows she's in or whatever, where they actually built up a straight, arc for her to become a good guy. A space fucking marshal now, right? She's like working for the good guys now, right? But at the beginning of the movie, it seemed like she was just evil her, just but but bored, I guess. She's bored, so she joined their crew, I guess. Whatever. I'm gonna recommend this for two groups. Well, it's one solid group with two different qualities. You're a Star Trek fan, and you like campy NCIS problem-solving style storytelling. If you like those two things, I recommend it to you. Everyone else, no. There's no reason to. There's no reason. There really is no reason. My grade? Oh, shit. I give this... Because I see what they were doing. I see what they're doing with the TV style thing. So I'm like, okay. Like it's on purpose. Granted, it's lazy to do that with your movie. But still, I'm gonna give it a 6 out of 10. An even 6 out of 10. That's like a good grade for what this movie was. Let's be honest. Because I think they were doing it on purpose, but I think for lazy reasons. Thus, you lose points, but you gain points for staying on brand with NCIS style storytelling or Fox primetime storytelling, where everything's predictable, everything's cliched, everything's campy. You know what's gonna happen. The good guys win. Whatever the fuck. Right? Minor twists here or there that also seem predictable. And bombs that hit the ground and start detonating to give you a dramatic ending, right? a magical bomb that hits the ground, the most important device in either universe, apparently, hits the ground, starts its detonation sequence, and then they just fly it into the bad universe, and then, oh no, wait, Michelle Yeoh and the guy from Power didn't die. They got teleported at the last second, even though the character said, like, damn, they're too much in the space race for us to transport them over here. But apparently, the last second, he got it to work. Just like every network television show. If it's channel 11 or lower, you like that shit, you'll like this one, bro. It's right there. So, all right, there's my score. 6 out of 10. Anything from anyone? Anything, please?
Yeah, I watch a lot of Star Trek. So I did want to see this, but it didn't feel like a lot of Star Trek. They had a very different style. I was kind of surprised how it felt like I was watching superheroes in the beginning, just meeting each other. But I would say another reason to watch this would be probably more for Michelle Yeoh. She's great at her, like she just brings character to the whole thing. The rest of the movie, it was probably I'd say below average, but um, yeah. I mean, as a Star Trek person, I would still watch it. So that does fit. Um, yeah, that's all.
But you don't like CW Smallville, CW The Flash, CW Superman
Uh-huh.
and Lois, CBS Supergirl, Fox,
Maybe.
Gotham. Like these are all the same fucking things. Let's be honest,
Yeah.
guys. It's a formula.
Yeah.
And dare I say something like Yellowstone and what the Taylor Sheridan guy does is also it's. I think if you really look at the fine details of it, I think they're in the same ballpark of a formula. It's just he gives I don't know. I think he uses much better actors with much more drastic scenarios to make it feel more dramatic and feel like you're watching like a grounded HBO primetime television show, but you're not really. You're watching damn near NCIS mixed with Days of Our Lives. Like, just being
Okay,
honest, like
all of
style-wise.
those make sense to me, but I'm kind of curious about that Yellowstone comment. Like, what are the main structures that you see that are the same formula? I just didn't really see that exactly, so it's kind of curious about that.
Well, there's a running. Okay, here's a main separator. Here is a running like kind of core storyline to Yellowstone
Yeah.
that's supposed to be resolved at the end of every season, right? Whatever core thing, like oh, the Native Americans want their land back, or whatever the fuck. But everything
Mhm.
between, like, okay, here's the main thing that we're going for, and here's the ending. In between that, seems like, damn, how are we gonna get out of this one formula shut? And that's kind of
Mhm.
what isn't that what these network shows fucking do? They do that to a fucking T over and over
Yeah.
and over again. They create maybe a bad guy for that particular episode, and they have to create some sort of drama, conflict, like a school kid writing an essay. Like, okay, you need some conflict for your character. It could be person, place, or environment, or whatever the fuck, or person versus themselves. Like, it's like that level, and that's
Mhm.
what I see from Yellowstone, especially earlier on, where like there's an episode where Casey's like, "Damn, I found some dinosaur bones when I was digging in the backyard." And like, this is the story for this episode. The main overall theme is about the Native Americans versus Dutton and his land, right? But for episode to episode, you'll get shit like that where it's like, damn, the dinosaur bones are like an important thing, like for this episode, and then they resolve it at the end where I guess someone took them or something. They just disappear. I don't know. There's another
No
episode where
longer.
there's random guys in like science lab coats chasing, I think, young girls down or something, and then abducting them into white vans. And then one of the guys like falls on a rock and he kills himself. He hits his head and kills himself or some shit. And it's like, oh, you created like this conflict within an episode to resolve it within an episode, but there is the main overarching thing, which I think happens in regular network shows too, right?
Oh
Where,
yeah.
Smallville, where it's, even though Clark is doing these, oh, I'm saving a person here, and the whole episode's about saving that person. Or, damn, there's a new villain over here, and it's all about dealing with that villain. But the overarching thing is like, okay, him, Lois, and, why am I forgetting his name? The main bad guy. Fucking, bald. Why am I fucking his name up, bro? Someone save me. Bald guy. Lex Luthor.
Mhm.
That's like, oh, that's the main big story, is the drama between all those guys, right? But you need to fill up episodes to, you need 10 episodes or whatever the fuck you need, right, to complete a season. So they gotta like do fill-in things with random storylines and random conflicts for characters to resolve, right? It's like,
Yeah.
I think Yellowstone does it on a bigger scale, a little bit better of a scale, right? Because they might have multiple overarching stories, but from episode to episode, it's very formulaic. Here's random conflict. Here's slow motion music video of them wrangling horses or wrangling cattle or whatever the fuck, or people dancing at a bar, like shit that just kills time within an episode, right? They play a pop country song from some random
Country
artist.
song.
It's very
Yeah.
formulaic, very much so. So I see a likeness. I think these styles of content are absolutely related to each other. Like, if you just look at it, I think you can see that there. I would think, but yeah, that's what I'm seeing, Jesse. That's why I brought up
Okay.
Yellowstone, because I think Yellowstone
That
will get a pass from most
fits.
people. It'll get a pass from a lot of people when they criticize this movie. They might see something. You might see something very similar in something like Yellowstone, but they'll just ignore it because they do it a little bit more dramatic, or they curse, or they show tits, or there's fuck scenes, or whatever, right? So they might ignore that, just like with the Batman, that movie, The Batman, where there's all these fuck ups and flubs, but no one notices because of a Nirvana thematic sound and rain and maybe cursing. whoa, it's like a real gritty movie. Like, if you really look at it, it's kind of lollipop bullshit. Just be honest. Like, if you just pierce through the aesthetics. But then again, that's just my opinion. It's just what I'm seeing. Anyways, anyone else want to say anything? That's Star Trek Section 31. Going once, going twice. All right. There's your review and I guess discussion on Star Trek Section 31 starring Michelle Yeoh.